Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Spazcraft here on 1.9.1 pre-release. I've got my recording dude up there on our second account that we purchased last episode, and now I'm going to wait for it to be day and basically start building ourselves the Minecraft or the horse speed tester and jump tester little area to get your horses lined up for you to get it, and probably have to do an expansion of that at some point if we get more than all these horses lined up. But I'm going to build that. It's going to basically start here with the path, and it's just going to plow through this way. I'm probably going to end up taking out a large chunk of this little hill. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Take down the trees. This will be flattened out to a nice little area. Might fill some of this gap in over here, and it'll basically be a racetrack that's going to time with pressure plates from the start and the end that you'll run your horse down. There'll be items dispensed into a hopper, and into that hopper you'll be like, oh hey, look at that, all set, and it'll be great. So the link to this design is by Exuma, and it's below in the description. Check it out if you would like to build it yourself. And without further ado, I'm going to enjoy this Minecraft music while I build and start the time lapse. Well, I have officially flattened out this place, and it's all ready to go. I'm waiting for the grass to grow before I flatten it out a bit more. Obviously, the detailing along some of these edges needs to be done, and I kind of cut into Gur's place, but we'll work on that. It won't be like that forever. So it's going to basically be lined up here, and it's going to go from right here to the end. This actually is not quite long enough. So I'll see how it looks when I do lay it out. I might extend a little platform under here a little bit. I'd have to do some pretty hefty terraforming, or I could just make a elevated platform with wood or something. But I think this is going to be long enough because it needs to be 40 or something, give or take some space on either end. So maybe I'll just shrink the distance at which you travel, and it should still work. Just the math would change a little bit, but I can figure that out. Because the path will come step up right here. So this is about where it's going to be, and then I'll do that. So Next up is going to be actually laying the works of it. I'm probably going to lay the redstone now because I'm going to have to tear the earth up a little bit and then let the grass grow, and then we'll make it look nice at the end. But I think I'm going to go back in the time-lapse mode while I work on the redstone. Actually, the redstone, probably nothing to look at, so I might not cut that. I'll probably just work on it. I'm just going to build the redstone. Okay, so the way this is going to work is you're just going to basically calculate the speed, distance over time, obviously really simple maths and unit working out. So the way this is going to work is I think this runway is going to end up being 40 blocks long from pressure plate to pressure plate. Obviously, the longer you make it, the more accurate you make it, but then you also have to do a little bit of tweaking to your math, because you're going to need or you're going to need more repeaters, so there's going to be a slightly more delay into getting it to the center, because in the middle of the thing is where the counter is going to be for how long it's been between you hit the pressure plate. So the max you can do is 43, but I'm going to make it 40 because I don't think I can quite fit 43 and without having like a little walkway at the end of it, so where it's not just like you hit the end and that's it. I want you to go past the pressure plate at a steady pace. So every second, the hopper will dispense the dropper will dispense 5 items into the hopper for every second that passes. So it's going to be 40 blocks, as that's the distance traveled, and then the time is going to be the amount of items in the hopper times 5. Or sorry, divided by 5. That's a typo. Divided by 5. So if there's 20 items in the hopper, divide that by 5. That means you were moving 4 seconds. It took 4 seconds to move 40 blocks. So 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10, in which case the speed of the horse is going to be 10 blocks per second. Here's the range. The slowest horse you can have is 4.89, and the fastest is 14.34, which is really fast. So 10 is a pretty average horse. 9-ish, around 10 is a pretty average. So if we're getting, it should be divided, dang it. So if we should have 20 items in the hopper, anywhere from like 18 to 22 items in the hopper is going to be pretty average for what we can expect to find. So I'm going to measure this out. I'm going to place the pressure plates of where I want this to be. I want it to be anywhere from like 3 to 5 wide, and then I will do a quick show of the redstone I'll build in the middle after I decide where the starting and the ending of this is going to go. Alright, this is 40 blocks long from here to where the chests are, and I think that leaves enough room where you start down there and then you sprint, and then that gives you like 2 full blocks so the horse will take up, plus a little bit of an extra one so that you're not like still pressing the pressure plates. You can run back and hit the wall, which will be like somewhere right here, one of these 2 here, and then you can come back across the pressure plate. I can't speak today. And then you'll come to the middle to check. Now, over here, this is a little bit close to this edge. I'd like it to be a little bit higher up, but I'll just have to make it probably like an elevated thing where there'll be like a little wall here where you'll come stand here with your horse once you come up like a staired thing right here. Because I want to mess with cursing, it'll probably be like here, and then it'll probably be some staired wrap-up thing here where you'll come here. And then you'll start. I might move it that way one more, actually. It might be best to move it down that way one more and just leave it cramped at the end, because this thing is really hard to break. It's relatively hard to break. The only thing that'll really mess it up is maybe pressing the pressure plates in the wrong order. But as far as, like, you hit this one, and then you come and you hit this one, and then once it's done, you hit this one, then you can come back over this one, and it's not going to do anything once it's been activated, because the only way to reset it is going to be to hit a button that'll be located in the center. So once I hit that one and then hit this one, it's locked in and it's stopped, and you can't restart it by like hitting the buttons anymore. You have to press the button to reset it. So I don't have to worry about people like walking over. As long as they hit this and it sends a pulse down, it's done. So they can come and they can stop. I think that'll be a bit better. And it's 5 wide here for the sake of where the redstone's going to fit in. And this, I'm going to have to build some stuff. It can't be fences because if there's going to be a little wall probably instead of fences because of where the redstone's going to be and where the center of this. So now I need to find the center of this, and then I'm going to build the redstone. Okay, so I've got this laid out. I've actually had to make it 41 blocks wide because it needs to be an even. I wanted it to be centered, and it's an odd numbered thing, so I had to make it 41. I might try and expand it to 43, one more in each direction, but I expanded it one more and that back down to where the chests were because I can't really go any farther down there unless I build a platform, which it's possible I might to expand one in either direction. We'll see. For now, 41 I think will work because he says you can make it longer. He doesn't say anything about making it shorter, so I'm a little concerned that making it shorter will mess it up, but I'm not sure. Not really sure. We'll just build it and see if it works, and if it doesn't work, I'll expand it to 1. But here's the hole. This is where the contraption is going to build. I'm just following this tutorial to build this. Nothing exciting is happening. It's kind of slow because I'm going back and forth, so there's nothing to really show. I'm just going to go ahead and build it, and then I'll show you guys here at the end when I get it completed. Because it's just going to be basically like 2 T flip-flops. When the redstone signal comes in, either turn it on or off. It'll first turn it on. There'll be a dispenser that will basically feed items from the dispenser into the hopper, and then when it cuts the other way, it'll stop. Once I hit that pressure plate, T flip-flop will go again, it'll stop, and then when I press this button, which this button actually needs to be on this side, I'll press the button over here, and that basically will reset the system, and all the items will drain out of the hopper back into the dispenser, and it will be ready to use again. And it landed. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, this is the one, because this will be the reset one. This will be the one that'll light up when you start. And then, yeah, I'll explain how it works at the end, but let me go ahead and build this together. Okay, not too bad. It's pretty simple. When you get the power over here, it moves the blocks and powers that thing, which makes this right here, this dropper makes a nice click sound so you know it's started. And then this will go bloop, 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 drop it in. When you get to press over here, it'll move this redstone. It'll turn the entire thing off while lighting up this. And then both of these will be turned on. You'll see how many items are in there. Once you know how many items are in there and you've done your math, then you will press that button. This lamp will turn off. The items will go from this hopper out back into the dropper. When it's completely reset, this lamp will turn back off. Both lamps are off. You now know you're ready to use it again. It is pretty simple. And so now what I'm doing is going to fill. Dang, you're trying to get me, aren't you? Now what I'm doing is I'm going to basically fill this in with dirt all across the top, and to make it nice and flush, and then I'm going to just basically test it out. I'm going to move my things out of the way, and then I'll let you know when I test it out, and then we'll work on making it all nice if there is time left in this episode. All right, I think it's just about ready. So we're going to go and give this a test. I think it's all set up, and we're going to see how accurate it is and if it's working, because I used the wiki to find out how fast a player can sprint. A player can sprint, what, 5.65 meters per second, and each block is a meter, so 5.612 blocks per second is approximately how fast a player can move. So we're going to see how close to that this will get us. So if we start back here and we start sprinting, we're at full speed. Before we hit that thing, we're going to sprint. You hear it ticking, and it's going. I'm trying to run in a straight line, but I'm not really doing it, and it's done. So now that it's finished, you saw when we were using it, the first light turned on. When we finished it, the second light turned on. Now they're both activated. We're going to check in here. You see we've got 36 cobblestone. So 36 cobblestone divided by 5 means it took us 7.2 seconds to run 41 blocks. When I hit that pressure plate to when I hit that other pressure plate, I had covered 41 blocks, including the blocks that the pressure plates were at. So we'll do 41 divided by 7.2. And we get 5.69 for repeating blocks per second, which is approximately 5.7, and 5.65 also rounds to 5.7. So significant figures-wise, as far as what we have, as far as a whole number with 2 significant figures, 36, 41, our answer is 5.7 for both. From the wiki in here, it's 5.7. It looks like it works. So now both are on. I'm going to press this. This light turns off. Now this one is on while the items drain from this. So when all those items drain back into the dropper, this lamp will turn off and let you know that it's ready for use again. And so specifically, the wiki probably uses the code to do it, and 5.602. So it's relatively close. Who cares about the small numbers like that? It's relatively close, and it should give us a really good idea, horse-wise, of what's happening. Now, I think that little discrepancy probably comes from the second I hit the pressure plate to when it gets powered and then the piston moves before items start coming, and that would probably get us like one more item in. Let me just see if I did 37. 41 divided by 7.4 would give us 5.54. So it's like halfway in between. It's not like a full block getting in. It's not a fifth of a tick, so it's like less than a fifth of a tick from when we hit the pressure plate to everything gets running, which is pretty darn good. That's less than a fifth of a second for all this to turn on, and that's about as accurate as we're going to get in Minecraft with what we have set up. So you can add probably like less than a fifth. You can probably add like a sixth or a seventh of a second to the speed of the horse to make it more accurate. But I'm not too worried about it because I just want to know what each horse is compared to the other horse, not what their actual value is. So as long as I can tell that this horse is faster by this horse by at least like 2 blocks, then I know is this a good horse or not. So what I envisioned for the racetrack was I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably a little fenced in area, probably a wall, a little fence here and then a wall on this side because I think right here I'll have a little opening in the fence and this is where I'll make the jumping section. So I was planning on probably just filling this in and then putting like how high can your horse jump area. Where I was thinking about having it start with like here's a block. Well, it's going to walk a block. So I was like here's a block and a half. Here's 2 blocks, and if you can get all the way up to however high they can do it, like 3 or 4, it's like if you can get to the top of this and this is where your horse are, or wherever you stop is the highest your horse can jump. So that'll probably be another episode because I think this is getting long. So I'm going to clear this out and fill this in, and I guess we can go get a horse here. The only thing is it's exposed a little bit on this side, so if I build the fences right here, you're going to need a little bit of a wall on this side to kind of enclose it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. And then over here, you've got one piece of exposed redstone. This isn't too bad because you can kind of hide that pretty easily, but this, you got to do a little bit of work with it, so. Okay guys, so I wanted to make this with the path dirt, but 2 issues. First up, it is at a different level, so like these blocks when you hit there's like a little bump and when you hit the pressure plates, and while I just did a test and it doesn't affect me, it's probably not going to affect that. It might make us off by like another half of a second, but it shouldn't play a role into the distance traveled. But I don't think I'm going to be able to use it regardless, because one of these blocks up here, this isn't considered like a full block or something, because it wouldn't work. One of these blocks here has to be, I'm pretty sure it's this one, has to be a full block. And if I, paved it or whatever, like patted the grass down and made it a path block, then the redstone wasn't like traveling properly and interacting properly with it, because I guess it's not a full block. So I have to have a full block here, which means I can't do the path on the entire thing, and I don't want to make it bumpy with like some up high, some like some paths, some other blocks mixed in. So I'm gonna have to pick a different block to do, which is unfortunate because I just pathed this whole thing, which is, it's really bizarre. But regardless, this can't happen because it doesn't work. So just keep that in mind. It has to be a full block with some of these down here on the ground to get that to work properly. I'm going to work on building probably a wall on this. We can have a nice little area over here. I literally think there's just going to be like a hole, or you'll come down to the end, and then after you test your speed, there'll be a place you can come over. And like I said, it'll walk over here, and then it'll be like walk up 1 block, and then it'll be hop up 1.5 blocks, hop up 2 blocks, hop up 2.5 blocks, hop up 3 blocks. I don't know how horses can jump. That's probably something I should look up. I'm not quite sure how high they can jump. But this, I have about like 15 to 20 minutes of footage of just me talking, not including the time lapses, and I don't want to make this too long. But I'm glad I made this a whole separate episode here. So let's reset this. Yeah, so this is all reset and ready to go, and I think it's ready to... Oh. This is missing. That might be the problem, not this. Well, I might have found the problem. We'll find out next episode. I'll do some more messing around with this. I'm going to test my own horse, and we'll go from there. And I'll have to get rid of this rain. A project I want to work on, which is building some more in our base, but I realized I might want sponges to help make it working better on that little underwater area. I realized we don't have sponges yet, and I don't have prismarine. I think it'd be really cool to build with some like bluish prismarine stuff. Which means we haven't fought a Water Temple yet. And I know Zerthik has not fought it because he never played much of actual 1.8, and he didn't play on the last Snapshot series. So Zerthik's going to be on tonight, and I'm trying to see if he wants to go fight one with me or pull some other people with me to do it. But Water Temple fight tonight, I think is what we're going to do. So one of the episodes coming up is going to be that before we work on our base, which is good because I have all the gear to do it. At least I think I do. So I need to change this to be 41 and divided by, and then I want to test this again now that I got, once this gets back to grass and I pave it again, because I didn't realize this was gone. I must have hit it by accident. I think that might be why it wasn't working properly. Well, actually, that's fine. Yeah, you guys don't need to be here anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Let me know what you think of all that new stuff down below in the comments. Talk to you guys later. See ya. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to check out some more Minecraft, why not check out my Sky Factory 2 Let's Play with Zerthik and Necker by clicking here in the top left. If you'd like to see something else, you can check out my Eidolon Let's Play that I'll be finishing this summer by clicking here in the top right. You can follow me on Twitter down below, and then if you'd like what you've seen so far and you have yet to subscribe, click the big banner below.